Thank you for joining us today on Sketched Out, you animals. We know you basically have the option to listen to anything in the world, and we really appreciate you choosing us. If you are interested in Cecil's artwork, you can find him on Instagram at the artwork of Cecil Porter. Facebook is Cecil Porter Illustration. The YouTube channel is Cecil Porter, and you can visit cecilporterstudios.com and support artwork and this podcast by purchasing prints and originals. As a reminder, if you do enjoy this content, please make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. And without further delay, let's pick up with the conversation.
And there's enough shit in here that it's breaking up any of the noise anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll fucking put any number of curtains or what, you know how I roll. I'll be like, okay, never mind. Actually, you know what? We're gutting the whole fucking room. It's now a podcast booth, and I'm putting in stools. I'm putting a table in the middle of the room, and
I mean, if you listen to Smodcast, especially the early ones before they moved into the John Lovitz Comedy Club, you listen to it when he was at what he called Kevin Smith when he was at the Smod Castle. Yeah, and that audio is fucking terrible, but it doesn't matter because it's just an entertaining conversation. That's what you give a shit about. Are they entertaining you for the 40 minutes? Well, then you're listening.
But it's pretty sweet if you can get
I mean, you don't want crazy
righteous
shit.
Audio.
Yes, you don't want
without
crazy
breaking your fucking back. And like you were saying, like, man,
but I mean, Kevin
Smith,
Shecky would be barking in the background and shit.
Yeah,
it's just it's.
Well, one of my favorite podcasts is Tiger Belly, and it's
I know what that is.
Bobby Lee.
Yeah, Bobby Lee,
and his whole crew, and the fucking dogs will walk in or some shit will happen.
Yeah, because he does it at his table.
Right, but I like that kind of. I like it back kind of conversation.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it you feel like it feels more intimate, like you're there. Like when it's when you're reading a story or telling a story or something where like it's about being entrenched in the moment, then you want something different. But when it's a conversation podcast, you want it to feel like you're part of a conversation. And if it gets too sterile, then it doesn't feel natural anymore.
I like that you're taking a shot at put more of your shit out on the street, because you haven't been very
no
stoked. I mean, you didn't even want to go to fucking tattoo conventions anymore because
I still don't.
Of bullshit and politics, and you just didn't want to do, so.
But the thing is,
this is a big difference.
The thing is for years, people like Sig and guys that I know that are active online are like. You don't want to do that stuff? Great, because that stuff's dead. This is what was replaced at. You need to do it.
Right.
And I should have. It's weird. I think I told you this before, but I got Sig to do an Instagram. He didn't even want to do Instagram. I got him started on the social media thing, and then now for years since then, he's been like, dude, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I've been also against it because it's so time consuming. But I really feel like if you're an artist who wants to be independent of studio work, then you need to do this stuff and you need to knock it out of the park.
I think it's just where things are going. People like a more broken down format of discussion.
It's not where it's going, it's where it's at.
It's Ben. Yeah, totally.
There wouldn't be mediocre artists earning $1 million a year if this isn't what people wanted. You know what I mean? This is what people want. Just like they want to stream their movies and their shows and their music and everything else. People want everything streamed to them. Why wouldn't they expect that from their art? And
And they just want to know about you. They want to know about what the fuck you're doing.
No, that's the thing. So like if you're an artist, say you're a gallery artist, the only way you really make money as a gallery artist is to show up at gallery openings and hobnob. Why? Because people buy the art. Or people buy the artist, not the art. People buy the artist, not the art. So if you can show up and you can tell your story and it's interesting and it resonates with people, they will like your art. It's one of the things I was going to talk about in our thing about with clientele. That's how I built up such a devoted clientele, is because I'm super personable. My clients are some of the most devoted clients I've seen, and the reason why is because how I treat them, and it's not just treating them good, but it's also making them feel like more than a client.
How much can you fucking talk about this bullshit or that bullshit.
No, you're right. But that's the thing is that.
But that's why those guys shut down. Some guys throw their headphones on.
That's what I was going to say.
It.
That's what most guys do. They stop talking. They put on movies and turn it up so you can't have a conversation. They blast heavy metal so you can't talk, or they just put their headphones on.
Right. I understand the inclination to do that. It just seems like doesn't it feel like you're doing the wrong thing?
Yeah,
if you have to do that.
You're in a service industry. If you're charging what I charge, then you need to give good service. You're not a fucking Denny's.
I like Denny's. God bless you, Denny's.
Fuck off, Denny's. They should just give you the meal with a roll of toilet paper.
You talking about that Denny's shuffle?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But
it's like, oh man, this sausage is. I'll be right back.
Oh my gosh, it tastes like syrup. Oh god. Oh god, no.
It's worse than beer farts, man.
Ugh.
You know, you drink beer and you get the next day, you're just like, oh, these are stinky. But Denny's destroys that.
Dude, I did my once in a decade trip to Taco Bell.
Oh.
So every decade I go to Taco Bell, and this time I went and they sell straight up like boxes just full of shit.
Yeah, the party box.
And it was like $5 and it was like 5 items of food. You start doing the math and looking at the paper that's used, the box that's used, and the ink.
Yeah,
and
it's like oh, they spent 10 cents on this quote unquote beef.
Right. So then, you know, of course I don't think about it until I'm like 3 motherfucking burritos deep already. And then I start thinking about, oh Jesus, what did I just do?
Dude, I'm not shitting you. I'll think about that on the way there. And I still don't turn around.
No, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
like,
not bitch. I'm not giving up.
Yep. I want a double decker. Give me those beans.
What's that one? Yeah, that one where they put the fucking tortilla with the beans around the taco
That's the double decker, dude.
Boom! It doesn't fall apart.
No,
that's like the best fat kid food ever made.
Why don't they put the one that's made out of a Dorito? The Dorito. Why don't they put that in that shit?
I don't understand. That's like a high value shell.
I'm like,
man.
you already have all the ingredients. Yeah. Why not just do that and put it next to the
put some extra cheese in there while you're there
too. Call it the double decker loco or whatever, man.
Yeah, the double Diablo.
Something.
You know?
Dude.
Get some.
Yeah.
Do that spicy Dorito one.
Oh, I just like the nacho cheese. I don't like Cool Ranch Doritos. I've never tried the Cool Ranch one, but I bet it tastes good with the lettuce.
Super tasty. I loved every second. It shit my fucking brains out.
You know what? Terrible. Taco Bell doesn't do that to me, man.
Terrible.
At all.
You know what else though, man? The thing is though, I started eating hot sauce. Hot sauce with everything now. And now nothing is spicy.
Yeah, I know. Same thing happens. I mean, and when I do get something spicy, it's like uncomfortable spicy because you have to ramp it up to that. I go to a Mexican place right by my studio, and I get this burrito that's like the only one they have with any spice. And the guy warns me every time. He's like, you know, it's really spicy. And I'm like, man, that shit ain't much hotter than sriracha.
You know what I started saying? My go-to phrase now when I go to places and I ask for the hot sauce is I'll say, excuse me, can you please get me some hot sauce? And they say, sure. And I go, oh, sorry. The really, really hot sauce. Not the regular hot sauce. The stuff the guys in the kitchen eat.
Yeah.
And then they'll bring me this disgusting half-empty bottle. And you bet your sweet tits I'm fucking using it. And I just had some the other day. And it was like some 30,000 Scoville fucking burn your tits off sauce. It was fantastic.
I went to Frank's and I was just like, look, man, I was like, I want the 4, but like a really spicy 4 because 4 is like the hottest level they have there. And man, they weren't joking around. Like I almost couldn't eat it. And I can handle some heat.
Well, okay, we do get to a point where I'm eating still for the sake of flavor. Like, I'm getting blueberry and roast your asshole off habanero, but I want it to taste good still. There are some things they make with that pepper X.
Yeah.
And the pepper X extract. That's
Yeah,
just
or
cheating hot bullshit.
Anything with the Carolina Reaper or
No,
anything
Carolina.
ghost pepper.
I've had great Carolina Reaper sauces,
Oh,
bro.
I
You
see,
gotta
yeah.
have some of the hot sauce I have here. I have some
Well,
scorpion
yeah, I mean, it
hot
depends
sauce.
on how much they put in there if it's a blend.
But I have one in there that's
I mean, because I've had ghost pepper sauces that I was like, yeah, that's good. Like I had a ghost pepper mac and cheese, and I was just like, yeah, it's good. It was, and I mean, but I've also had a ghost pepper Dorito that I couldn't even eat the whole Dorito. So
just going from nothing and you grab that one hot
yeah,
quick
but
item,
it's
especially
also
dry.
how much they put on there.
Well, yeah, but
You
it's
know,
also
so-
a dry
yeah.
food. It's stuck all in your mouth.
But I feel like they probably put as much as they physically can on the Dorito, and in the mac and cheese, they probably sprinkled the lightest amount just to add a little bit of heat.
Like that counts.
Just so they could say, they'll feel this, and we can tell them it's ghost pepper, and everybody wants that because that's the thing right now.
Well, I have a sauce in there called the Carterizer. Shout out to whoever the fuck makes that. It is blindingly hot. I know why it's called the Carterizer, but tasty still.
Yeah,
know?
that's always a good surprise
Tasty.
when you get a really hot sauce that also has a great flavor.
There's a Dirty Dick's hot sauce. It's like kind of has like a pineapple kind of flavor, pineapple and mango. It's a pretty spicy fucking sauce. Mango pineapple is kind of nice for like a cheese pizza or something like that too.
Yeah,
just give it a little sweet, but it's like pretty flipping hot. You know, you put it on a burrito. It's a real. It's a sexy motherfucker when you get some that pineapple flavor in there.
Yeah, I go back and forth on this stuff, right? Like sriracha can only be used on certain things, you know, and aardvark can only be used on certain things.
It seems to be a bit more of an Asian influenced meal where I'll hit the sirracha.
Yeah, like aardvark, I love aardvark, but I can't put it on.
There's different
Mexican
flavors of it.
food.
Which one do you?
Well, I just like the original.
I got the mild because it came in the pack.
Have you had the dank sauce?
The dank? No.
Yeah, that's good. It's not really hot, but man, is it a good sauce. Just a good sauce for sandwiches, especially.
I have one that's called an Island Style by Humboldt Hot Sauce Company. Island Style, and it's a habanero base, but it has a lot of nice fruit flavors. It came with that mild green chili mild sauce, but it's like on any burrito, it still has a bit of spice to it for
Yeah.
I think these guys are like going like, yeah, it's mild to us.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's still got a little bit to it. It's been kind of cool to try to navigate some of the hot sauces. Me and my buddy Ant, who's in Jersey, we've been sending hot sauces to each other in the mail.
Oh man, when I lived in near San Diego, that was the best because there was a hot sauce shop down there, and you could sample anything.
Oh,
and like they had like, I don't even know, it was like 2,000 different kinds of hot sauce from all over the world. And man, that's where you could find pretty much any kind of sauce you want.
Right.
But I mean, I'm telling you, man, people love aardvark too. It's like,
it's a local thing too, though.
Yeah, but I'm not just talking here. Like I would run into people in California that order it by the gallon.
Really?
Yeah, it's like people love aardvark. I think aardvark, if you're the average sauce eater,
yeah,
you're not a big fan of heat, but you like heat, but just not like us, right? I think that the aardvark is really good because it has a ton of delicious flavor, and it's a lot hotter than say like a tapatio or something along those lines with the, like the shit you're gonna like the Cholula or whatever you're gonna buy at the store.
Yeah, I mean anymore I don't even.
It's
I like
just,
that other
just,
one. Was it Valentino?
Yeah, that one's too vinegary for me.
You don't like that? I love vinegary. A lot of that vinegar base.
Yeah.
Man, you'd love this blood orange scorpion pepper one that I got. We still didn't go to.
No, I asked you for what day worked for you, and you never got back to me.
Okay, so the next thing we got to do is go get wings. Matter of fact, the next thing we record, we should just take this thing, plug it into my iPhone.
And you're going to have all that noise there.
I don't give a fuck, whatever, man. We'll just we'll order 100 fucking wings, and 2 minutes of conversation will come out of it.
What are you going to eat?
Don't. So we got to figure out like a code word, like your safe word when you're getting fucked too hard.
Well, it'll be something I learned. It won't take that long. I just feel
Capricorn.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of an East Coast thing. Because a lot of my friends do that from back home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just
both of us. I talk really fast too, and I'll
Yeah, well, you're from Midwest-ish area too, so.
Yeah, I'm Wyoming, I guess.
Is Wyoming still Midwest?
I guess.
I don't know. It's further that way, anyways.
I guess it still counts. They got legal hemp out there, man. They're about to cross into the new frontier. So, the world is a changing.
Ohio just went. What do you get? What is it called? Not a license, is it?
Medical?
Yeah, Ohio just went medical, and Ohio is one of the most Republican states. So that was huge.
There's not many states that are left that don't have either a medical or medical and rec.
Does Texas?
Texas has a really strict medical thing in play, and I think like CBD, but it's going on there. I think it's going on their ballot this year.
I think Arkansas doesn't.
Denver just decriminalized, mushrooms.
I think Arkansas is still.
Oregon is trying to do that as well with psilocybin, trying to legalize as well.
I think if you have an
it's a
addictive
small
personality,
percentage.
you have an addictive personality, and it doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah, right. Well, I mean, look at me, like, I'm thinking about recording a little bit of audio for some work stuff. So what?
Yeah.
This is just who I am. So the same thing, yeah. If I was a drug addict, I'd be a crazy drug addict.
I know tons of people that if they stop smoking weed, they turn into complete assholes.
Yeah,
you can't tell me that's not a withdrawal. It is.
If it changes the way you react to other people, then something has been taken away. Whether it's mental, physical. Yeah. Look, I'm on board that Reefer is a strong thing, and it should be treated as such.
Anything that chemically alters you also has the potential to become addictive. Now, it may not be physically addictive, but fuck, a mental addiction to me is way harder to kick than a physical addiction.
It all sucks. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, so...
Now, what I would say is, if you put a plate in front of me and said, hey, everybody in the world can be addicted to any of these things...
I'm going to pick the cheeseburger.
No, I'm not.
No, you'll
no, absolutely.
Weed, right?
That's shit. That'll kill every fucking buddy.
Yeah, but I'm going to take the cheeseburger. When we were kids, your parent could work at a factory and buy a house, own cars, have money, and put your kid in college.
Maybe not college. I don't know about that.
Well, maybe not you. For me, you could.
I think if you had two working parents, you had a house. You guys had decent cars, and you had a vacation.
My dad was the only one that worked in my house. I'm from a slightly different generation than you. I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s. My dad was the only one that worked in the house, had a factory job, not even a good factory job. We owned our house. We owned our cars. We didn't live well by any means.
Yeah, the cars were a lot cheaper, too.
Well, not just,
as a percentage of your income.
Yeah. But
that car I have out there is a spaceship.
We were definitely poor when my dad was alive, and much worse after he died. While my dad was alive, we always had a place to live. We always had food. I mean, the thing is that, and if my dad wasn't a drunk and an addict and all that stuff, we would have had even better off. But the thing is that now if you had that same job in today's economy, you probably live with a bunch of people in an apartment.
Yeah, there's a lot of that weird bunking up.
Yeah, people are renting out their fucking walk-in closets now.
Well, the big thing is and I have those two sweet little daughters of mine in there. The big thing is just people are like, yep, we just don't leave the house. Ever.
Yep. No, that's totally a thing, man.
And I'm like, wait. I thought, I did the right thing, and we raise you right, and then you do something, right? Oh, well, then they'll say, well, we don't want to leave you, and Mom, I'm like, oh, it's okay, honey.
Well, sometimes it's not that, but the other side of it is, even when they're younger, there's a lot of people that there was extra money to do extracurricular activities. But now you've got kids can't join sports clubs if the schools even offer them anymore. There's no family vacations. Mom and dad are both working, usually both full-time jobs. Kids are in daycare 90% of the time that's paid for by the state because they can't afford to pay it themselves. And they're still barely scraping by.
Dude, the amount of money that we have to make for my family, I say it like to Chris all the time, like, how's it possible that we have to make this much money just to like service debt?
I'm telling you, and that's the problem with my industry, right? Is that it is a direct reflection of the economy. If the economy is legitimately doing well, I do well, because artists are not a necessary thing. So when the economy is doing well, I do well. When the economy is doing poor, I do poor. And it's feast or famine. And
right.
That's where I'm at right now. It's like every month I'm like, I don't know how we do it. But then the next month rolls around and we do it. But it's by the skin of our teeth,
And then it'll flood and you'll have to,
the only reason it's going to flood, and it is, the tide is slowly turning. The only reason it's going to flood is because I knew this was going to happen years ago. I've been telling it to you since I've known you, and I've been telling it to people since before that. And
this ain't going to last forever.
Nope. And you've got to put a plan into place. I did. My problem is that it happened even quicker than I wanted it to, and my plan's not done yet. And now I've just got to gut it out for the next couple of years. But it will turn for me. I'm not going to be one of those guys that only had one iron in the fire and now they're fucked. Luckily, I banked it. I wasn't as smart with my money as I was supposed to be, but I banked as much as I could. We had a little nest egg that was going to be used for something else, and now we've had to use it to get by, but at least we had it.
You had it.
I know, like I said, I know tons of guys who didn't bank it because they thought it was going to last forever, and they've lost everything.
Yeah, when you live like you're always going to earn like that, that's the craziest. That's the crazy making shit.
Yeah.
Because then it forces you to be out there grinding and not like how you want to.
You should live with the mentality that you're always going to make a ton of money. But, like, mentality.
But not with the spending.
Mentality, right. But you need to bank your money like you're never going to make another penny.
Right.
And if you do that, you'll be fine, because you're always going to hustle, you're always going to be there for the money, and you're not wasting it on frivolous shit. The other, financial people will say if you want to be successful financially, you need to save as much money as you have going out in bills. So if you have $3,000 in bills, you need to find a way to save another $3,000. I had about 5 years where I was able to do that.
Right.
And that's the
you had those good 5.
That's the only reason why I'm okay now.
And you should have had more than that too.
I should have.
But there was you just should have had more.
Yeah.
Dude, this is the thing though. You're also you're a fucking earner.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm fucking stressed the fuck out about money all the time. But I never been out on the fucking street in the rain. I make sure my shit gets figured out, and if that means I'm doing the dirty work.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
Since I stopped being homeless, I've never had to go back.
Because you know what it's like.
And look, we still have a little bit of a savings. It's nowhere near what it used to be because of the last few years.
Of course.
I stress about money like we are going to be homeless tomorrow, but we're nowhere near that. But it's just
how you make sure you don't.
Yes, and the other thing too is when you are homeless, and I literally lived under a bridge, you have that ingrained in you. That's not pleasant. So it's like as soon as money even enters the equation, those feelings all flood my system, and I'm in survival mode.
Oh, trust me, I'm on it, and I got those 2 little.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I got Ashley and 5 now, and it's like when it was just me. Because I'll tell you, dude, like straight up, if I was a single guy, which I don't want to be, but let's say I didn't have a kid and I didn't have Ashley, if I was a single dude, I'd be living in my studio, and I would join a gym, and that would be my shower.
And you would just be rolling the dice on every fun, crazy project and fucking.
Yep, and banking every penny I made with my shitty rent that I have to pay on my studio, which is next to nothing.
Yeah, and you'd basically just stay there and
I'd go shower at the gym every day, and I would
eat breakfast at the gym and try to
yeah, dude, I mean seriously, man. Like you know how much money I would bank if I did that? I mean, I did something like that for a while when I was in California. I lived in a guy's RV, And
Yeah.
I did that for 2.5 years. And, you know, because I didn't really have a rent because I was living in an RV, all I had was my studio rent.
Yeah.
I banked a shit ton of money. That's exactly what I would do now. But I can't do that
Nope.
because I have a family. And I
don't want my kids to have that weirdo vagabond lifestyle.
No, but
I have some friends like that, bro. They take, and Christian's like, oh, it's so cute. Look how everybody can they can go travel on the drop of a hat and do this and that. I'm like, yeah, but your kids understand how to live in the world.
You're seeing their happy-go-lucky Instagram picture. You're not seeing every stressful moment.
For sure.
But the other side too is like, I wouldn't want that. You know what I mean? Like, not the vagabond thing, but like, there's no way after experiencing the life that I have with my kid and stuff, there's no way I would want to go to the other side. Like, I'm happy with how things are.
Oh yeah, no, I told, dude.
Yeah,
I'm on the same page. I'm good where I'm at. Like,
I mean, there's
I don't need to go anywhere.
There's so many.
You look like
you
look like a furry.
Dude, so our apartments, there's like a community thing where like I could show you on my thing. It comes up and it says like Orenco neighborhood, blah blah blah, and it's basically like people will be like, people are smoking outside. How do we get it to stop?
Oh, it's that thing where you sign in and then people can rat on each other.
Yes,
and it pinpoints like, oh, there's ruffians heading your way.
Yeah, and it'll be, dude. Sometimes it's the dumbest shit, and one of them was there were furries. But the people didn't know that's what they were.
Okay.
And so they were having this conversation and they were like trying to get the cops out and stuff because they thought that it was people that were like casing the joint. And that was like their get up.
So they thought that they dressed like full dressed like animals.
Yeah. Like I guess that's like
a quote disguise.
Yeah. That's the modern like ski mask. Right. And like this went on for like hours. And then eventually like somebody said, those are what's referred to as furries, and they're harmless. Like, just trying to explain it.
No, they're just trying to party and fuck. Just relax.
Yeah.
Let those guys hang out.
It was so dumb. I was just like, ugh, the people are stupid.
Join us next week on Sketched Out as we continue our discussion about nothing important. If you have questions you would like Cecil to cover in the podcast, use the email reallysketchedout@gmail.com and include the phrase podcast question in your email subject. Also, this podcast is currently unsponsored. If you would like to sponsor an art podcast that isn't about art, but isn't really about other things either, email reallysketchedout@gmail.com. As always, we'll see you next time, animals.